Hello. Hello, radio. Hello, Mr. Manager. Thanks for being first. I don't think I have my background music playing actually. So I should fix that, shouldn't I? Yeah. Give me a second. In all fairness, it has been a minute since I've streamed on this here computer. Yes, how are you? Is it different from yesterday? I mean, I'm using the Blue Yeti mic, so if there's static coming from this mic, then there's two things. Either my Blue Yeti mic, there's a problem with the cord in my Blue Yeti as well, or there's some other technical issue that I am not privy to. Either way, we have a bit of a problem, don't we? I'll work on it. I'll look to fixing that. Okay. No, it sounds okay. Okay, good. Okay, so then it's just the chords for the 3DO, and then we just gotta fix that. Okay. There's the BGM. Oh no, not a new computer. I just haven't streamed on this computer because I haven't been home in a while, so yeah. Yes, I did, because I'm home. I got home on Thursday. I got home on Thursday, and I didn't stream on Friday or Saturday because I was a bit, you know. Okay. Okay. You have me there. I was a bit technically yesterday was the first time I streamed on my PC again. Okay, you got me there. I forgot to set up my background music. Apologies. Sue me. Hello Cody, welcome. Sue me, why don't you? Don't actually. I know nothing of the prepare the papers. What would the lawsuit even be about? Also, how's the music? Is it good? Is it too quiet? Too loud? Is okay before. Okay, let me put it back to where it was before. Okay, there you go. Yeah, okay, there we go. It's just like a little alright. Now I was about to look something up and I completely forgot what I was gonna. Yeah, I remember what I was gonna do. I need the ad manager. There, now I know when ads will happen. Classic. Yeah. Chloe, forgetting what she's gonna do. Yeah, that happens. You know. Yeah, I don't know why that happens. It's like I space out like right in the middle of talking. I kind of always been like that. And it's not so much, sometimes it's because I got distracted. Like I got distracted and so I was, hope it doesn't happen in the middle of the road. I mean, I don't drive, so there's that. I need to take because I have a license for learning. Oh, walking. Oh, no. I generally pay attention when I'm walking, for the most part. Yeah, I have to. If I want to like actually take I'm pretty sure like my learner's license is expired, and in order to renew it, I'll need to take a vision test. I mean, I already know that my eyesight is really bad, so like there is no way I could drive without my glasses. Absolutely no way. Like I cannot use my computer at all without my glasses. I cannot see anything. I could not, if I wasn't wearing my glasses, I could not read the chat. I couldn't read anything. I may as well be blind. I can't read anything. Unless I was like really squinting. But you know, who wants to do that? That explains things. The reason why I trip over my own words when I'm reading and stuff isn't because I can't see. It's because my brain goes faster than I can talk sometimes, and because of that I end up tripping over my words. That is a very common problem, mind you. It's not just a Coelho exclusive plight. A.T.O, I trip over words all the time, yeah? Hello, Jay. You sure you're not dyslexic? No. No, I can... Nope, I can read just fine. Like, the words look the way they ought to. It's just that my brain just thinks faster than I can talk. Yeah, I don't have dyslexia or anything. No, I'm just too smart for... Yeah. It's just like this... I have this, like, big, massive, wrinkly brain with, like, once in a millennia level intelligence, but it's just limited by this frail human body. Just read faster. Sure, let's go. What do you mean? I feel like I'm not being believed, which is absurd. You know, if I didn't know any better, I would think that you don't believe me. But surely that's not the case, because read as fast as your brain goes brr. Well, like, I can read, if it's reading in my head, I can read fast, but like to read out loud, that's when I trip up. But like, I can read pretty fast in my brain. There was one time I had both like the audio book version of a book and the like the physical copy, and I was like, it might be fun to like listen to it and read it myself at the same time, but I was like reading faster than the narrator could. So like I kept getting, so like I'd be like finished like a couple sentences, but they'd still be on like one, which like I guess it makes sense, because if you're narrating you have to like enunciate each word, you know, kind of. I was just kind of breezing through it. Most likely wouldn't understand while you're reading. Yeah, reading has kind of been like the one thing at school that I could just do pretty easily. Like if they said like read this thing and then like answer questions about it, that was always pretty easy. Like answer questions about what you read, like that was pretty easy. But the thing is like sometimes like the questions they ask in those reading comprehension tests are kind of stupid. Like I feel like a lot of it kind of comes down to, it's more like your interpretation of the story, and if it's like they're looking for a very specific interpretation of the story, and if you interpreted it differently, they're gonna be like, oh, you didn't understand it. Which is kind of silly. Especially with things like, if it's something like a textbook or something, who cares if the character's named John or Jane anyway, right? Yeah, like if it's something like a textbook or something like a yes or no question, that's one thing. But if it's like when it comes to like a story, like I feel like forcing people to only like read things a certain way kind of defeats the purpose, you know? Like you know, like some people might get different things as they read it, so, and to write them off as not understanding it is kind of dumb. But like I guess most of like schooling is a bit dumb. It's not really useful. which is just kind of a shame. It's kind of a shame. I've always really enjoyed reading. I don't really have a lot of time to sit down and read like I used to, but I am also trying to like brain rot less. I feel like no like doom scrolling. So I feel like I can like replace the doom scrolling time with reading or something similar to that. In that vein. Yeah. I've like I've just been like I think it's kind of working because like I recently deleted TikTok off my phone and I didn't have it for like a couple weeks, and then a friend of mine sent me a TikTok, so I was like, oh okay, let me just like download the app again just so I can like watch it with no hassle. And then after I watched that and I scrolled for like 2 seconds, like I was like, oh my god, this app is unbearable. I wasn't on that app for 2 minutes before I got pissed off. I was like, oh my goodness, ugh. How did I like just like sit here and scroll? Granted, most of the time I'm doom scrolling, I'm usually like doing something else. Like I'm usually like watching a video and then like I doom scroll. I changed owners recently. Yeah, I mean, either way, I'm kind of done with that app. It's just ugh. Oh, I forgot to plug in my Steam Deck. I'll do that in a second. Never had it either. I guess the Instagram is enough. Honestly, yeah, don't bother with it. I caved a couple years ago. I caved because everybody else had it. Everybody was talking about how fun it is, and I didn't want to be the loser who didn't have TikTok, you know. I didn't want to be the one, you know, everyone's talking about their TikTok memes and I didn't know about it because I didn't have TikTok, so I downloaded it, and honestly I would have been better off not doing that. Cool TikTok dances. I mean, if I got a 3D model, it would be fun to do dances on like shorts and stuff. I think that'd be pretty fun because I see a lot of cute girls, a lot of cute VTubers doing dances. I think that'd be really fun. Although if I get a 3D model, I want it to be like an idol outfit. I think that'd be pretty cute. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cute. Yeah, I think that'd be cute. You know, like I've been like wanting to like experiment with 3D content. I just don't have any of the equipment for it, but I've seen like a lot of ASMR artists that are like 3D. And I think they're really cool. So like the idea that I've been kind of rattling around in my head is you know that VTuber Fillion? Like how she's a 3D VTuber and how she's kind of like always like jumping around and active and stuff. So I was like, okay, like she uses the 3D model like to its full ability. So I was like thinking like, okay, so like how do we like, so I was thinking of like ways to like take what she does in the sense of like using a 3D model and like being like active and up and about, but like make it cozy. Because like ain't no way I'm doing on anything that she's doing. I cannot do a flip. Even if I could do a flip, I don't think I would want to. That just seems like way more work than it's worth. Gonna tell you that right now. But that's what I kind of want to do. Or like, yeah, visual ASMR. I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I've seen a lot. Yeah, I wanna do that. But I think one thing at a time. Let's get the first model up and running. You know, we have the art looks great. So let's get that, you know, rigged. Let's get like a cute little debut like up and running. Let's get that going. Let's get the channel like going, you know. and then we can like work on expanding. But like something I really want to focus on this year is like really building like a firm foundation with everything, you know. I think it takes a lot to set up 3D. It absolutely does, yeah. Well, first and foremost, you need to make sure you have like space for it. You know, like if you have like a tiny room. What I'm spinning on? I'm not spinning. I'm just kind of swaying. I mean, I can kind of spin my chair a little because it's an office chair. Oh, what I'm sipping on. I have tea. Yes, I am sure I'm not dyslexic. Yeah, I have tea. I have some green tea. I was gonna make coffee, but I was like, coffee is like too much. Like I'm trying to really cut back on caffeine. So yeah, if I have, I'm gonna like not drink coffee anymore. No energy drinks. Like I barely had energy drinks before, but like not having those at all anymore. No more coffee. If I want caffeine, just like tea is what I'm gonna do from now on. And I'm only gonna limit myself to like a certain amount of like number of cups of tea I can have a day. Of course, if it's herbal tea, I can have as much of that as I want, because there's no caffeine in herbal tea. Because herbal tea is technically not tea. Not to actually anybody, is because like it doesn't come from the tea plant. It's usually made with like flowers and like, you know, herbs. So which is why it has no caffeine, because it's not technically tea. just thought you should know. I had to cut back on caffeine, then I realized I make really weak coffee. Oh, well then if it's like watered down, then like you're gonna have to drink more to like get the same hit. But yeah, I feel like I've had way too much. I'm trying to take care of my health more. If I don't, because I'm used to the weak coffee. I mean, like, that could also be a way to, like, you know, circumvent that. Or, like, if I have coffee, I only have, like, 1 cup, like, really, really early in the morning. So, because, like, caffeine stays in your system for, like, 6 hours. So, like, if I have it, like, early in the morning, by the time it's time to go to bed, I should be okay-ish, probably, maybe. We'll see. Alright. Yes, today's game. Honestly, I have no idea what it's about. It just seemed interesting. I thought it was gonna be a one and done game, but then I looked at the play time and it said like 7 or 8 hours, so like, I don't know, I'll probably take a couple playthroughs to completely finish. That's okay. It said it's like an atmospheric kind of like narrative game, so I guess it's more in the vein of a visual novel, so I guess this will be more of like a read and vibe stream, but that's okay. It's not like you have any other games to start. Well, like, that's crazy. Well, like, that's crazy because, like, it's funny that you said that, Radio, because we're literally starting Dispatch tomorrow. We're starting Dispatch tomorrow. We're starting another game tomorrow. Woo! Don't worry. I already said. I have this, like, I've Rubik's cubed this out. Okay, so like, we have like the main playthrough game that we play through every week and that we play for the longest amount of time every week, okay? That's Persona 5, alright? And then, for like the other games, we just kind of like cycle through them, okay? So like, this week, it's Z.A.T.O and Dispatch. Maybe next week, we'll play, we'll play like Dispatch and Detroit Become Human, you see? And like, we'll just like cycle through them. Or maybe one week we'll play like one game and like a one and done horror game, okay, you see? So like, that way, I feel like this way we can get through more games, okay? I think so. That's what I do. That's what I have, okay? And also, I already have the list of games that we're gonna be cycling through currently, and the stipulation is, okay, before I add another game to that list, we have to finish one. Okay? Yeah. So, I think with that, we should be able to get through many games. Yes. I don't think I'd ever be able to play games like that. I would get them mixed up, forget stuff, keep switching between them. Well, it's good that I wrote them down. And also, you guys can just remind me. You guys can be like, Koala, we haven't played that game in a while. I'll be like, okay, sure, we'll play it next week. You know, that's the goal. Okay, that's the goal. I'm still stuck on Silk Song. It's gonna take me like a year to finish Silk Song. I'm not streaming it. Because if I decided to stream Silk Song, we'd be here for a while. I'm not gonna lie. But one day I will beat Silk Song. You know what? If I feel like, if I'm on a boss and I feel like, you know, this is the run, I'll I'll record it and post it on the Discord so you guys can see me being like such a epic gamer. Rare Coelho epic gamer moment. You know, of course I can only be an epic gamer when no one is watching. Stuck on bosses for hours. Yeah. Okay. Let us start. Let's start the game. Boop. Very nice ambient lighting. If there's one thing I know how to do, it's set the mood. Okay. Also, going into this game completely blind, I don't know what it's about. We have not. We also need to finish Paranormicide, don't we? Did you know that our sun is a very unusual star? To start with, it's a yellow dwarf. Those constitute for just about 7 to 10% of all stars in the universe. It's an outlier even among those. Most yellow dwarfs are primarily covered with dark spots. The sun isn't. The majority of its surface is bright. In fact, it has 3 times the number of light spots than it does dark spots. Sure, overall its brightness index is nothing special. You could call it overwhelming compared to the other stars of its type. But, even so, it works harder than most to shine as bright as it can. And I find that really cute. I don't remember where I read about this. Must have been some newspaper from years ago. But that small piece of trivia still pops in my head whenever I look up at the morning sky. It's not much of a view, to be honest. Not much of a sky, not much of a sun. What's a newspaper? Come on now. They still exist? I saw one on the floor at Teddy's place. The cat likes to scratch it and lay on it. So Steve likes newspaper. It's not much. Maybe. I'm gonna say it either takes place in the past or like some sort of apocalypse happened and like we had to go back to the olden times, you know. That's my guess. Crazy to think this is how people used to get the news. Yeah. Now you can just go on some like weird Twitter account and hear all kinds of things. Whether or not it's right is honestly neither here nor there, but you know. Some people say the sun is just lazing around in our parts. What with the constant snow. But people that go around saying that, well, They clearly don't read the newspaper. They clearly haven't read that newspaper. Nobody has read any newspapers. I haven't read any newspaper. You guys haven't read any newspapers. Nobody's reading newspapers. Fake news on newspapers probably went hard though, because you never knew what was fake. Yeah. You could write anything you wanted. What are they gonna do? Community note you? The more I thought about things I like, the more I thought about things that like, the more I thought about things like that, okay, jeez, the more I learned, the more I realized how incredible everything is. I'm not just saying that to mean amazing. That's true. I mean improbable. You can't deny the world is full of great coincidences. It's to the point where I've begun to ask myself how much of it we can attribute to pure chance. The universe is so kind as to give us both a star and a planet with the perfect conditions for sentient life. Just the slightest fluctuation in the composition of our atmosphere, the size of the globes, or the distance between the Earth and the Sun, and none of us, none of the beauty around us, would exist. Some would call it a miracle. And of course that's a lovely way to put it, but not true? Isn't that giving the world we're living in too little credit? But it's not like I subscribe to the anthropic principle or anything. I'm not so arrogant as to believe that the universe exists just for our sake. Or rather, I'm not so sure it exists solely to be observed. When a baby is born, it's not preoccupied with how it is perceived. That consciousness emerges later, as a child develops self-awareness. Until that point, its curiosity is aimed at its surroundings. So if anything, it's the opposite of what the entropic principle entails. We are social creatures, so the need to be observed makes sense for our survival. But to say the universe itself shares that priority, it just doesn't make sense to me. I like the art in this game so far. Although, you can also think about it this way. A child is curious about the world because it perceives the world as external. Yeah, music is nice too. What if the child is the world? What if all it could ever observe existed within itself? What can the all-encompassing universe be curious about? There's nothing but itself, so nothing but itself. There's nothing else to care about in the whole wide world. It is the world. Duh. Oh, wait, now this makes perfect sense. If I put it like that, I guess the universe has no choice but to be self-centered. We're in the head of a very interesting person, aren't we? Even if this wasn't the case when it was born, what if the universe developed a desire to be perceived by others as it matured? The same way that a child would. What do we do when we want others to perceive us a certain way? We try to mold ourselves accordingly. I think I get it now. The universe gradually felt a desire to be seen. It wanted to be admired, loved, and observed, because there's nothing more a world can do but observe itself. It's the best and only pastime there is, as far as the world is concerned. Just smile and nod. Eventually, they'll walk away. Oh, aren't you curious about what this person's story is? What they're up to? They're a bit weird, but that's okay. So, like, is this just like their internal monologue as they're like wandering about town? You telling me you don't think about the universe and stuff while you're wandering about town for a leisurely stroll? Come on now. Everybody does it, be honest. And if observation is good, more observation is even better. Of course, an endless universe can observe itself endlessly. You can say that its observation value equals infinity. That value may seem absolute, but it isn't really. Not in mathematics. Infinity plus 1 exists. Back in the day of newspapers, I'm surprised that they even know. What do you mean? The newspapers were still a thing in like the 90s or 80s, dude. They knew what the universe was by the time the printing press was invented. And by the time the printing press was invented, they already figured out that the earth was round. They figured that out long, long ago. It's a value that the universe can never reach as a singular, albeit infinite, observer. So it had to create new, finite observers to add to its infinity. It needed to create sentient life. Sentient life is the +1. When I put it like that, it all sounds like all of us are extras at a party. Now isn't that fun? This vast, mighty universe changed itself so meticulously to make new observers possible. It fine-tuned all of its systems so precisely, just to have us here. It worked so hard just to share its joy with us. Us, worthless insects. Yeah? Oh no. Oh no, this can't be. That's cute! Yay, existential dread! That's adorable, I love it! I am but a speck in the vast, vast scheme of the universe, and everybody I love is gonna die one day! That's really cute! I should have expected this. I should have known the infinite universe would be infinitely cute. The world truly is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Ira Grachevkaskia is missing. Huh? I look up from my desk. Low hums ring throughout the class. Fuck. I can't say that name. What? Seriously? She's just skipping. No, she ran off with that one guy. You saw? No, but come on, you know her. She's totally... Silence. The teacher taps her journal on the desk. Ira's parents filed the report yesterday night. They haven't seen her since she left for school. Another round of whispers. The teacher raises her voice. So if any of you have any information that might help in the finding of Ira, please report it to the teacher's office or the police after class. That is all. On to the lesson. Well, this took a turn. Hello. Welcome. A chair creaks in the back. Wait. You really expect us just to study like normal after hearing that? Yeah. Yeah, we're shocked, you know. We're worried sick. Seriously, our classmate is missing. Our friend. Irocha. Not sure what this game is. Hope you're doing well. I'm not sure what this game is either, but we're along for the ride. I'm doing pretty well. The room fills with repulsive giggles. Cut it out. Garen, sit down. Sit back down. It's the guy from Dispatch. The teacher's voice sounds just as dry as it did when she broke the news. She turns towards the blackboard to write down the date. They both have a hole in their ear. Oh. We all know the situation will probably resolve itself just fine. What do you mean by that, teacher? They're gonna find her and she'll be fine, right? She's not gonna turn up dead or nothing, right? We're gonna find her, and nothing bad happened to her. She's okay, right? We all. So let's not act dramatic. Can't turn up dead unless you're a zombie. If you have anything valuable to say, I'll be happy to hear it in the office. She puts the chalk down and begins the lesson. It's December 19th. A bird flies past the window. Disappearance? Give me a break. Are she supposed to wait 3 days or something? That's a myth. You can file a missing report whenever, especially if it's a kid. Oh yeah? Let's report each other missing and see who they find first. Oh. Thank you for the iPad. Ha, you're on. No, but seriously, what's with the sudden hubbub? She didn't come home, big deal. I thought wandering off was her whole thing, right? Yeah, that's just... I can't pronounce that name. I'm sorry. Bet her parents just want some attention. Like they need any more of that. I mean, I've heard of some weird cases. Yeah, they never... never say never. Crazy is genetic. Name of the game is called Z.A.T.O. I love the world and everything in it. Oh wait, I forgot to change the stream. What's it called? Category. Let me do that real quick. There you go. You think she's in some crack house now? This game really took a turn, hasn't it? Haha, no way. Do we even have any? I wish. At least there'd be something fun to do. Honestly. Hey. But she's like... For sure with the guy, right? Your emotes are cute. Oh, thank you. Yes, Guichi did a very good job on making those emotes. The guy? You don't know? A bunch of people seem to have them together. A bunch of people have seen them together. There's some older dude. It's some older dude. He's like 30 or something? Gross. Ew. You serious? Yeah, it's so trashy. I slowly walk behind my classmates as we head to the next lesson. It's irritating. Their conversation is ticking me off, I'm not sure why. It's not as if they aren't making sense. It's not unusual for Ira to wander off somewhere on her own. I'm not treating this news with any real gravity. Really, I'm no better than them. There's a trace of worry in my head, but it isn't directed towards Ira. Instead, when I first heard about her disappearance, the thought that flashed into my mind was rather ugly. Now nobody will come to save me. Gross. But regardless of what people are saying, and regardless of what I personally think, that's still a missing person. Her poor parents must be so worried. Just picturing it makes me feel glum. I'm not surprised Ira would just run off somewhere without telling anybody, but still. It's not like we've ever been friends. It'd be strange if I acted all torn up about it, right? She's just that kind of person. Always getting herself in trouble. Always hanging out in places she's not supposed to be at. They're right, this wouldn't be the first time Myra left for God knows where. But is that really true? The stuff they said about that older man. I've never seen... You having fun? I'm glad. Just a vibe today. I've never seen or heard anything like that. Even though this whole time... I suppose it's plausible, knowing how some girls are. Even so, I never thought Ira would be the type to be love-struck like that. Love-struck, huh? When I put it that way, then it's almost... Yeah, it's most definitely cute. Ira in love. Forbidden love, too. Wow, I'd never have guessed. I never took that girl for a romantic. But she is a girl at the end of the day. And she does like those types of books. So, perhaps... she was planning to elope all along? Ugh, crap. Crap, it's all so complicated. I'm really torn on this, I really am. On one hand, it's super romantic. Such a beautiful young love with no regard for what anyone thinks. It's so incredible. It's incredibly cute. But on the other hand, I'm really sad. It's selfish and it's dumb, but if Ira really is gone, it's like I've got nothing to hope for anymore. What do they mean by that? Hey, Shabina. Huh? You know anything about this? No. Why would I? Well, you two were pretty close, right? Their whole group chuckles. We weren't. No? No, not at all. Really? Really, I thought you two were I'm not saying that word. What? They all erupt in laughter. It reminds me of Aki with the fit and the two hairs at the top. Oh yeah, from Chainsaw Man, kinda. Yeah, I see what you're getting at. We weren't. We didn't even talk. Vladimir, you dumbass. Yeah, like a younger version. Screwing the old guy. She ain't like that. I don't know. Some chicks swing both ways. You never know these days. I don't. It's... Look at her face. Chill out, Shabina. We're just kidding, jeez. Why are you getting so scared anyways? You really a lesbo or something? I'm not. They just keep laughing. What can I even say to that? No matter what I do, they'll just keep laughing. They just keep laughing. If Ira came in through the door right now and heard what they were saying, all hell would break loose. I mean, she only disappeared a day ago. She's probably just coming late today. She doesn't even know there's a missing persons report. She probably has already left her lover's place. Maybe she's trudging through our snowy schoolyard as we speak. No, she's already inside. She's already left her wet, puffy jacket in the cloakroom. And now she's going down the corridor. Up the stairs, to the left. That's right, she's coming. She's gonna storm in any minute now. You cozy? I'm glad. I always try to make these streams a nice, comforting time. Right, that's it. I hear her. I can hear her footsteps. She's coming. Ira's coming. What's with that face? You look like you're holding in a shit. She's totally a lesbo. I'm not. I've never talked to her, I told you. The steps walk past the classroom. Now that they're closer, they don't sound like her at all. They never sounded like her in the first place. Voice is really cozy to listen to, and it's midnight and about to fall asleep, but I wanted to come here for a bit before I pass out. I'm really happy to hear that. I hope you can sleep well. Well, maybe not with her, but like in general. Yeah, you don't have a boyfriend, right, Shibina? Why is that? Huh? I don't know. I just... Dude, look at her. Be real. Come on, don't say that. What, you want to be her boyfriend? Hey, Shibina, want to go out with Igor? Oi. What? Come on, he's a great guy. Right, Igor? You treat her right. Piss off, man. I'm not doing this. I bite my tongue. There I go again. Bad habit. It's not like it works anyways. Why do I keep doing it? Pop down at my desk and start mindlessly flipping through the textbook. I need to stop indulging in fantasies like that. It just makes me feel stupid every time. If Ira came in through that door and beat them up right then and there, would it really help my case? I'd probably just keep saying those same things behind her back. And to my face. I guess it really would be for the worse. Yeah, I shouldn't have wished for that. If Ira saw that, it would just add fuel to the fire. So, it's a good thing she didn't interfere. I'm enjoying. The story really took a little bit of a turn, hasn't it? I'm very curious as to what's going to happen. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. Huh. At least those guys don't bother me for the rest of the day. Everyone's too preoccupied with gossip. Can't focus on studying either. I keep thinking. Last time I saw Ira, the teacher says her parents saw her leaving in the morning, but she didn't show up to class. So that would mean... So, she didn't go to class, and then she didn't come home the next day. She didn't go to class, she didn't come home, and then the next school day came and she's not at school either. So that... yeah, it is very pretty. The art in this game is very, very, very nice. I like the art, I like the music, I like the vibe. Everything about it is very, very interesting. It did say like atmospheric, you know, and you know, I wasn't entirely sure what they meant by that, but yeah, the ambiance, lo-fi, yeah, creates a very, very nice, very nice vibe. Like you're dreaming, kinda. I love it. That part's nothing new. Ira has always had a bad attendance record. Ambience is one of my favorite genres of music to listen to, yeah. It's very relaxing. So I assume she skipped as usual. Yeah, it's a good genre. And went to see that man they talked about? Did she go to him right away? Because in that case, yesterday evening... Go home, Asha. The teacher's office, was it? I'm kinda scared of going straight to the police. But I should probably report that. Not sure if it will be of any help. And for some reason, the idea of telling anyone what I saw, something about it just doesn't sit right with me. But there's no logical reason for that. I need to get over myself. Sure, she's probably fine, I know that. Freaking everyone knows that. But if she's not, well... I'm gonna regret it big time. Oh. But I also might be tearing two star-crossed lovers apart. Asha... I'm not sure how old Ira and Asha are, but they said the man looked to be in his 30s. It's probably better if that relationship falls through. Gonna put that out there. If Ira really ran away to be with someone she cares about so deeply, away from society's ridicule, would it really be right to ruin it? Yes. I guess younger person wouldn't be able to understand that quite yet. I have to admit, I'm also a little judgmental. I mean, it's really beautiful to believe, it's really beautiful. I really do believe that judging love like that is ugly, ugly, ugly. But whenever I start to consider it closely, I can't brush off how much older that man is. I just can't. Ah, there it is. Okay. Alright, Asha, she's getting it. I really am. I'm really no better than the rest. No. You got it. Wait. That's it. That's why I don't want to tell anyone about what I saw. It must be the good in me screaming, "Don't ruin their good fortune. They're probably so happy together right now. It's none of your business." Yes, that must be it. That explains everything. Should I follow my heart then? Should I keep silent? It's not as if what I had seen will make a difference. It was kind of inconsequential. There's no point in telling anyone about it at all. It's not the kind of information that points to any particular location or culprit. Not that there is one. So let's keep silent and everyone will be happy. I'll be happy. The good irrational me will be happy, and the cold reasonable me will be happy as well. Ugh. Yup. Good job, Asha. You solved it. Ah, it sure is nice to have a clean conscience. Well, no need to loaf around here any longer. I guess I better head home. Counterpoint. That scared me. Holy shit. School life / drama. Romance dramas what I'm getting. Well, that scared me too. Holy shit, game. Counterpoint. What if, and bear with me, if Ira is actually missing? We're a bit low volume. Yeah, same. Give me a heart attack, Jesus. And what if, and bear with me, what if Ira is actually missing? Despite all odds, there's always a possibility that she is in danger. Oh my gosh, is she having like a Danganronpa class trial in her head? She's having a Danganronpa class trial in her head. She's like, no, that's wrong. If there's even the tiniest chance that my report will help in finding her, then that info is worth providing. And if she really did elope with her beloved, then my testimony won't change a thing. Danganronpa is great series. I streamed all three. I didn't stream the spin-offs, but I streamed the trilogy. It's pretty good. I'm probably gonna stream the remake of the second game as well. If she really did elope with her beloved, then my testimony won't change a thing. It's worthless at worst. That's true. If I carefully weigh the pros and cons, the off chance of Ira being in danger and my words being the key to saving her makes for a strong argument. Second one is the best one, what I hear. Yeah, I liked the second one. In fact, hot take, I think the series could have ended with just the second game. But I think it's kind of funny because the third game also kind of acknowledges that. It's kind of like a tongue-in-cheek way of kind of almost like poking fun at the fandom for like wanting like the games to like the series to stretch out even more. It's quite without spoiling it, it gets quite meta. It's actually very clever. The way they kind of do it. And it's like the creators themselves also kind of acknowledge that the series should have ended with the second game. That doesn't make the third game any less interesting, but liked one more than two. I haven't gotten to 3 yet. The thing with the third game, with the first 2 games, there were a couple characters that I didn't like. You know, there's always a couple characters that you don't quite like in these games. But that's okay, right? But with the third game, I feel like there was a lot more characters that I just didn't like than I actually liked. And that was a little annoying. So that makes it a bit hard to enjoy the game, you know, when like most of the characters you don't really care about. Hello, Laughingstock. Also, without spoiling too much, without going into details. Actually, wait. How do I say this without like giving a spoiler? I guess I can't. You're like, if I say it, you'll like, and then you start playing the game and you remember what I said, you'll figure it out. So like, I guess never mind then. Yeah, my day has been good. I'm having a good day. Actually, give me 1 second. I wanna set something up. Yeah, fine. Okay. If I carefully weigh the pros, okay, yeah, I already read that. Whoa. My words being the key to saving her. Wow, yeah. That would be so amazing. And then I'd come and visit her in the hospital and she wouldn't know how to thank me. It seems that Asha's, like, imagination is very, how you say, how you say, oh, thanks for subscribing on YouTube as well. I'm trying to describe it. She has a very like active imagination. It's kind of like when she thinks about, she has like one thought and like she lets it like really, she gets like really absorbed in it, you know? Like creating all these, like she's created this entire scenario of visiting Ira at the hospital just from like thinking about, you know, thinking about one thing. So I'm not sure if that makes her an unreliable narrator, but it definitely, yeah, definitely like changes how she. Can you get some sleep because I do work tomorrow? We have a fun stream. I'll catch you next time, hopefully. Okay, I hope so too. I hope you have I hope you sleep well. Yeah, I hope you sleep well. And thanks for hanging out. Okay. And then I come and visit her at the hospital, and she wouldn't know how to thank me. She'd say I shouldn't have. She'd say, I told you to leave me alone, dummy. I feel like I always assume unreliable narrators in horror/psychological games nowadays. I don't think this is a horror game per se, though. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe it might take a turn part way through and then go like, go crazy, you know? Well, that wasn't like a jump, it wasn't like a proper jump scare. But then I just shake my head and respond, it's nothing. I was just doing what I was supposed to. No, I gotta think of something cooler. I'll need to think about that. Wait, why is she in the hospital? Do I hope Ira ends up in the hospital? Jeez, of course not. I don't need my freaking testimony to save her. I hope my testimony is useless because she's already home. Or is calling home, telling her parents how happy she is with the love of her life. That's what I hope for. I just keep having stupid thoughts today. At least I know what I should do now. I've made my decision. I'm going to the teacher's office. Where is it again? I doubt they expect anyone to come. I'll probably look kind of silly. Wouldn't be the first time. Well, who cares? Walking. Down the staircase, to the right, down the hall. There, that's the teacher's office. Oh? A girl. There's a girl standing there, right by the door. I think I've seen her before. Is she an upperclassman? Our town is really tiny, so is our school. If I were a better person, I would know her name. She turns to look at me. I'm not sure what she's expecting, so I nod a little. Is there a queue? A queue? To the office. Oh. Oh no. I'm just waiting for someone. Okay. Hey. What? You're Asha, right? Yes. How did you know? That's kind of a loaded question. How do we know anything? I mean, it's not like we have lots of faces to remember here. You know me too, right? Sorry. Really? Ugh, that's what I was talking about. It's not like I don't care to remember anyone's names. I just don't know where other people get them from. They say in tiny cities like this everyone knows each other, but that's just not true. We learn about the people outside of our immediate circles through gossip or common friends. But I haven't made any new ones since the day Toastya left. And gossip. Sure, sometimes I overhear my classmates chatting about this and that, but I don't like listening to them. I don't like their voices, so I try not to pay too much attention. Wait. When I put it like that, it just kinda sounds like my fault. My point is, when people regurgitate the idea of everyone knows everyone, the word everyone doesn't include me. Name's Marina. Oh, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. You got something to share about Garchevskaska? How did you know? What do you mean how? We had an announcement, same as you. They tell us to report to the teachers and all. I see. For some reason, I thought they only broke the news to us, Ira's classmates. But it makes sense that they at least give the upperclassmen the heads up, just in case they happen to know her. Which means... Do you also know something about Ira? That's great. So you called the teachers already? Sure did. Wow. And what did you tell them? Tisk, tisk, tisk. That's between me and the investigation. You just can't spout info like that on the open, Asya. Noel's got ears. Oh, I understand. Sorry. Okay, well, you don't have to apologize. Crap. I'm making an awful first impression. The only way I did not know her name like not only did I not know her name like I was supposed to, now I look like I don't even know the first thing about vigilance. Two cardinal sins right there. Get your shit together, Asya. Ugh, who am I kidding? I really don't. I'll just go in then. Marina suddenly blocks my path. No, you won't. I'm sorry. You're not telling them anything. She gestures with her finger to the tact of each syllable. Why? Because a bad feeling stirs up in my chest. Please don't tell me it's gonna be the same thing as my classmates. Is this because I acted rude? I didn't mean to. I never mean to. Oh, I just can't help it, can I? I've already managed to mess everything up. Damn it. I desperately search her face for signs of mockery. But weirdly, I can't find any. I've been waiting for you. Huh? Surprised? Of course I am. No, wait. This has to be some kind of ruse. I'm going to believe this girl. I'm going to believe this girl, then she'll just laugh in my face about it. I'm serious. Ira told me about you. Really? Yeah. Oh gosh, they talked about me? You fell asleep? That's nice. Perfect. Am I streamed to have an afternoon nap too? They talked about me? Wow. I'm shocked Marina is being as friendly as she is, considering the kind of description Ira could give. Wait, does that mean she's a friend of Iris? For some reason, I never thought of her having any, at least not at school. That was really presumptuous of me. Well, it was a while since I kept listening to you. Yeah. I wonder what Ira is like when she's with friends. I know you saw her yesterday. Huh? I figured you'd want to report it, so I ran here as soon as classes ended. I guess it'd be easier to catch you in between lessons, but yeah. So I got caught up in all those stupid rumors. It kinda slipped my mind. She knows? But hey, what matters is that it all worked out. So why are you stopping me? Well. Rena looks around the empty corridor before lowering her voice. If you tell them about yesterday, you'll make everything worse. Huh? Let's not talk about this in front of the office, okay? Come on, let's go. She takes a step back and beckons me with her hand. I'm not sure what she has in mind, but it doesn't seem like a prank. Still. Wait. I know Ira's probably fine, but isn't it better to play it safe? The faster we share. We all know with everyone the... Quiet, you. I just said we shouldn't talk about this stuff where the adults can hear. Ugh. Marina grabs my hand and starts dragging me down the corridor. She's not exactly being quiet either. All of my stumbled protests sound so weak, they might as well be white noise to the other girl. Yes, I spent half the day doubting whether I should report it at all. So what? I carefully examined my options and came to my own conclusion. I deserve to see it true. I deserve to testify. But some part of me is relieved that the ultimate choice was made for me. I mean, that silly gut feeling I thought I overcame with some reason has come out on top. So there's something to it at the end. So I was right. My heart was right. Sure, I can't actually know that since I'm yet to hear what Marina has to say. But this can't be a pure chance, can it? And if it's not, what does it actually hinge on? Did Marina show up because the world needed to stop me for the sake of something more important? Or did Marina show up because I subconsciously wished for something, anything to stop me? Whatever it was, I guess I wouldn't mind this after all. I think I'll stick to the grander narrative angle for the time being. The world bending itself to the will of some worthless gnat is a preposterous idea. But it wouldn't be the first time for me, would it? The fact that the world, for any reason, has decided to guide me towards the right path. That's so endlessly sweet. Down the stairs to the lobby, to the courtroom. I don't resist anymore. Marina drags me along. I can feel my doubt turning to excitement. It's definitely the right path. This girl knows about Ira. I want to know more about Ira too. The whole world wants me to know. Oh, title card. Is that just a prologue? Episode 1, Ira. Okay. Boggers. What the hell is your problem? Everyone is looking from Ira to Garen to the chair that just crashed to the floor next to the boy, barely missing him. Ira means anger in Spanish. Oh. Well, she just threw a chair at another kid, so checks out. Huh? Okay, actually, before we keep going, I'm gonna get some more water. I shall return. Ah. We're here, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Okay. Gas chef Skaya, what the fuck? Sorry, I'm just trying to... Okay, whatever. Is she insane? Somebody called a teacher. Oh, is that Ira? She looks pissed. You gotta go. See you later, Laughing Stocks. Thanks for hanging out. First, gonna snooze the ad. Not paying any mind to the commotion that has filled the classroom, Ira storms towards Garen. Her face is contorted with rage. Before he can react, she rips the notepad from his hands and slams it on my desk. I hastily grab onto it. Read that again, and I'll kick your teeth in. Huh? Are you nuts? Ira doesn't respond. For a second, she just glares at him, then turns around and stomps back to her desk. Ira is an angry girl. The classmates who were caught up in a laughing fit just a moment ago are now watching her in silent bewilderment. They scoot out of her way as she retrieves her bag, then heads towards the door. Crazy bitch. She ignores him. Whatever. However you say her name. Where are you going? I'll just say Ira. I'm just calling her Ira. I cannot pronounce her last name. I think it's Russian. Hey. Ira forcefully pushes past the teacher. You. Ira. Wait. What do you think you're doing? Your parents will hear about this. Her threat falls on deaf ears. Everyone knew Ira. She's always been like that, I think. No, not throwing chairs around. Ira had no regard for the rules that everyone's supposed to follow. I guess they call someone like her a problem child. Her parents got a lot of flack for it. It's only normal in a town like ours. Not just because of its small size, but because of its, let's say, exclusivity. Varkuta 5 prides itself on its virtually non-existent crime rate. That's the natural consequence of nobody being allowed to enter or exit without a permit. You're lucky to be here. To have a salary, you're lucky to be here. To have a salary higher than the national access. Fuck. You're lucky to be here, to have a salary higher than the national average, to have access to goods people in the neighboring towns can't even dream of. Few get afforded such a privilege. Last time I checked, our population hasn't even hit 6,000. So when someone like Ira appears on this tiny society's radar, she's not just seen as a delinquent. She's a puzzling stain on a community that's meant to be spotless, like a weed that's sprouted in a painstakingly maintained flower garden. I really like the way this is written. It's very pretty. Of course, it's not as if she had appeared out of thin air. It's all in the family, they say. The blame falls on the people responsible. That is, Ira's parents. Well, usually when children are aggressive, it's usually because something's happening at home, right? And questions began to arise. Why is Graf Chevsky's daughter acting like this? Is there trouble at home? That's what I thought. Do they believe this is acceptable? Do they not teach her discipline? Do they not understand how fortunate they are? They've been granted so much, yet they can't do the bare minimum in raising their own child. Do they really want to be here? Do we want them here? I've heard a lot of talks like that. I've heard more after Ira threw the chair at Garin. I don't get why. Everyone was just having fun. And it's my fault for bringing the notebook anyway. Oh, Asha, don't say that. They were picking on you. I was hoping to write a little in the library once school was done, but my bag slipped and all of the contents scattered on the floor. Of course they would get curious about it. Of course they want to read the silly things I wrote. It's not a big deal. It's not like I've ever taken poetry or drawing very seriously. Those are just fun distractions, nothing more. If people laugh, well, what's it matter to me? I couldn't wrap my head around it. I couldn't, but I still wanted to thank Ira somehow. She rarely shows up to school. And even when she does, she can just leave at random. I couldn't get a hold of her for a long time because of that. Well, that. And also, I was really scared. Ira has never as much as looked at me. Even when she lashed out at Garin, it was like I weren't even there. But 2 weeks after the incident, it finally happened. We crossed paths. I went to the bathroom during some lesson. I think it was math. I came in through the door. Oh. Yeah, I had to clear my throat. This is a nice illustration. And smoking is bad, okay, but I like the illustration. I like the pose. I like the pose. Back then they didn't know it was bad for you. In fact, the opposite. They thought it was good for you. They thought it was really, smoking is super good for you. Pack a day keeps the doctor away. And there she was, blowing white smoke through the half-open window. I didn't even know she was at school. Oh, hi. Ara shot me a disinterested look. Hi. I awkwardly scuttled past her to one of the stalls. After closing the door, I realized I was so nervous I couldn't do any of my business. So I just sat there, thinking about how I should approach her. It's not like I had some long conversation or formalities in mind. I just wanted to say thanks. In theory, it should have been easy. But wouldn't that make me look like a weirdo too? Assuming she did all of that for me? That would just make me look self-centered. I have no idea how much time had passed while I was in the stall. Maybe 5 minutes, maybe 20 seconds. But when I heard what sounded like her getting off the windowsill, I swung open the door. Wait! I froze up. She stood next to the window, bag in hand. The cold draft wafted through her hair. I had to say something. I got this chance. The world gave me this rare chance to tell her what I wanted. What am I supposed to say? Thank you? After I just tumbled out of a toilet stall? What? She raised an eyebrow. I just stood there with my mouth helplessly open, as if I had gone mute, as if as if every word in the Russian dictionary wiped out. I got wiped from my brain. Okay, so they are Russian. Explains the names. Whatever. No, wait! Please. I took a step towards her as she jolted away like I were a leper. I didn't know what I should say or ask. I just knew that I had to say something, even if it was the first thing that had popped to my mind. What? What the hell do you want? Is it cold? Huh. The windowsill. When you sat smoking there right by the window, I thought, weren't you cold like that? She blinks. Not really. During the Soviet Union, that might explain a bit. That might actually explain a lot. Maybe a little. Thought so. Anything else? No. I mean, yes, I'm sorry that you got in trouble. Huh? Well, I heard you got into a lot of trouble after that. You know, when Karen read my stupid poetry. I'm sorry for that. She eyed me for several seconds, which to me felt like an eternity. Then she sighed and slowly flipped her hair back. Why are you apologizing? That had nothing to do with you. Well, I guess not. His voice was getting on my nerves. I see. I looked down at the tiled floor. I knew that was the case, of course. It's not like I was hoping Ira jumped in to defend my honor or anything of the sort. I wanted to thank her regardless of intent, but no matter how hard I thought and tried to word it, everything just came out sounding awkward or wrong. Why does this always happen? The soles of her boots squeaked against the floor. She spun around and walked towards the door. This time I made no attempt to stop her. Your poetry isn't stupid. Huh? I stood there, dumbfounded. Did you just say that? Did I hear that right? Your poetry isn't stupid. Does that mean she likes it? Ira likes my poetry? Ira? Grachevskia? The bell rang and snapped me out of my short-term stupor. I shook my head. Yeah, nailed it. Sorry. Right, I needed to get back to the classroom. I thought Ira was going to be the next lesson. I washed my hands from nothing in particular. Weeks passed. My life didn't exactly change. I went to school the same way. I sat through the lessons, then went to the store, then to the library for a walk, then to the library or for a walk, and then when it got dark I headed home. Day after day. Huh? My notebook. I just left to get a snack from the cafeteria. Where did it go? Oh, Shavina. We borrowed your homework for a second. You don't mind, right? It's fine. Thanks. By the way, is this supposed to be you? He lifts a scrap of paper up to me. Oh no. I forgot I left it in there. You guys haven't been able to see her portrait, haven't you? Well, that's what she looks like. Oh no. No. It's just a drawing. Yeah? You sure? It really looks like you were... It really looks like you if you were pretty. It's not me. Whatever you say. Sometimes my classmates joked around with me. Whenever that happened, my thoughts involuntarily drifted to Ira. She still attended classes, albeit irregularly. She always vanished during breaks. I didn't know where to, and I wouldn't dare ask. Something told me she'd say, "None of your business," if I did. And she'd be right. But even so, I kept imagining those scenarios in my head. Not just when I was being laughed at. I started doing it when I was walking home from school or to the store, or was wandering, or just wandering the streets, killing time. I kept thinking about how funny it would be if I bumped into Ira. I thought how interesting it would be if we talked. I even tried to stay out longer. I started to take new routes. It's embarrassing to think about it now, but... Ira? She just walks past me in the corridor. Not even a nod, not even a look in my direction. I guess I don't exactly stand out in the crowd, but... No, it's my fault for mumbling. I should have spoken louder. Even though it took all of my courage just to muster that much. Even though I definitely think she would have heard it. She should have heard it. Hey, Vidin? Vadim. What? Remember when I gave you 50 kopecks? Oh, this might be Soviet Russia. Can I have it back? Huh? 50 kopecks? When was that again? Last Friday. Jesus. You remember things like that? Can I have it back? Man, I don't even remember taking it. You sure you're not making this up? Maybe you gave it to someone else. No, it was you. Jeez. I don't freaking know. That's half a ruble. That's half a ruble should be now. Who gives a shit? Yeah, why do you care so much? It's so petty. You probably just lost it or something. My eyes kept snapping to the doorway. It's empty, of course. What am I waiting for? Even if she showed up, what would she do? Mug him in front of everyone? That would be really funny. Hey, stop thinking that. Maybe he really did forget. Who knows? I doubt that. I really shouldn't be upset. It's not that much. You could go grocery shopping with that, but it's not the end of the world. I'm not exactly starving. Lately I've been eating too much junk anyway. Yeah. Maybe if I eat less of this stuff, my skin will clear up. That'd be nice. Asha, you don't use makeup at all, right? No, I don't. We're not allowed to, though. What are you saying? They allowed it last year. Really? And no one's gonna send you home for it. Oh, that's good, I guess. These girls rarely talk to me. They're usually pretty nice, though. At least when they're not joking along with the guys. I think one of them likes Vadim. She laughs a lot whenever he says anything to me. I suppose we have very different senses of humor. But you never tried it before, yeah? Makeup? No, never. Seriously? You're like 15 already. 14. Same thing. You gotta learn to do it at some point. Especially with that complexion. Well, not really. Hey, how about we help you? Eh? Yeah. Just some light makeup. You'll see what it's like. I don't know. This is gonna end so poorly. Come on, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, you're gonna love it. Alright, but... Yay! Come here then. I don't think people do unpleasant things on purpose. Nobody wakes up in the morning with the goal to make somebody feel bad. I really believe that. If someone is doing something hurtful, they don't fully understand it. So, I shouldn't wish bad things on people who don't really know that they're being mean. I shouldn't wish for Ira to appear and interrupt them, or scream at them, or punish them, or anything. I can still hear everyone laughing as I run out into the corridor. I'm covering my face. I don't need any teachers seeing me like that. At least the toilet's closed, so I can wash this mess off quickly. Ugh. I should stop falling for these pranks, but... sorry. I left my face up without thinking. Oh no. What the hell? Ira jerks away from me. I don't blame her. I must look like an insane person. Yeah, I look awful. God, I can't handle her looking at me like that. I'm sorry. Huh? I run past her. Run, run, run. I just need to get to the restroom. I just need to wash it off. After about a month, reality had dawned on me. I kept telling myself that Ira's actions had nothing to do with me. She told me that much, in no uncertain terms. She said that, and I kept repeating it again and again and again and again, but I didn't believe it. On some level, I still held on to the hope that Ira pitied me, that she cared about me for God knows what reason. No, really, what was the reason? Her lashing out at a classmate she found annoying? The one who just happened to make fun of me? Her not joining in? Her telling me she liked my writings? She didn't even say that much. She said they weren't stupid. Oi. Three coins clink against my desk. 20, 20, 10, 50. So you remembered. There. Thanks for the unforgettable night. Ugh. God, he's such a douche. Everyone around erupts in snickers. Hey, you're a cheap deal. You free later? Very funny. Oh please, Sabina, get a sense of humor. Your face is dragging down the class morale. That's right. You're doing us all a disservice. Think of your classmates for once. Yeah. I let myself believe something would change. I thought about it as if I deserved it. As if I didn't have it good enough before. As if my life had any real problems. I was just being greedy, plain and simple. Getting my hopes up over some silly coincidence. It's all so stupid I can't help but laugh. But that's okay. I know better now. I was being ridiculous. It's shameful to admit, but better late than never, right? I got a little too caught up in my own little world. And hey, even if they didn't amount to anything, I can still appreciate those little efforts with Hyra for what they were. Brief but wonderful moments. I could reminisce fondly about the time where I lucked out and saw Garen all scared and confused. Or over the time that somebody gave my work a compliment, backhanded as it was. I could do that, because everybody does that. Everyone has those little things that they look back on with a smile. It's beautiful in its own way, is it not? Our whole lives are a series of episodes, both good and bad. It doesn't matter if they grow into a bigger story, because each moment has a lot of merit on its own. It's something I should learn to be content with. It's something I've been perfectly content with until now. Until I decided that what I had wasn't enough. Speaking objectively, what is there to complain about? No, seriously. I live in the prettiest part of our vast country. I have a comfortable roof over my head, and even my own room. I have 2 living parents. I have wonderful hobbies to enjoy, paper to write on, books to read, TV to watch. I buy myself treats almost every day after I'm done with school. I have good grades and the teachers tell me I have great potential. My classmates also recognize how studious I am. I help them with their studies when they ask me to. That's That's right. I've got classmates that I can always talk to. Guys I can laugh with, even if their jokes don't always land. Even if my sense of humor isn't the best. Yeah, I wouldn't say there's particularly a problem with your sense of humor. I would say that your classmates are very, very mean. All of this, I have all of this. Right here, right now. Everything that a girl my age could ever ask for. So why did I act as if that weren't enough? You idiot! Huh? What? Oh, why the hell do you always go along with some bullshit? I'm so... Ira looks like she's going to slap me, but instead she swings her boot against the snow hill. Then turns to me and starts roughly swiping clumps of snow stuck to my coat. My whole body feels slightly numb. When I turn to speak, my voice comes out weaker than expected. Ira? How did you know I was here? It doesn't matter. I heard that asshole Garin giggling about it. Can you stand? Yeah. I clumsily get up. My limbs feel rigid. I know you shouldn't sit on concrete when it's cold. I wouldn't normally. But there's nowhere else to sit near the school's back entrance, and my legs were starting to get tired. I half-heartedly shake the snow off my skirt and tights. The flakes fall gently onto the ground below. Isn't it always cold in Russia? I mean, it has, like, the winters are pretty brutal, yeah. I also hear that the summers in Russia are also really, 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 really hot. So it's like, they have both the extremes, like hot winters and freezing, hot summers and freezing winters. Yeah. That must be just so... I look at Ira. Her face is... Huh? The word concern flashed in my head, but I've already learned I'm no good at judgments like that. I shouldn't be presumptuous. It's a bad habit of mine. I shouldn't flatter myself. I shouldn't, but the question escapes before I manage to cut myself short. So why are you here? What do you mean, why? I told you, Karin was bragging about slipping you that stupid letter. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Looks like you can get mid-70s, 25 degrees Celsius in some places. Damn. Oh? This doesn't have anything to do with you, does it? As soon as I say that out loud, I realize I messed up. I really did. Now she's gonna punch me. I was gonna punch me for real. She's gonna punch me and never speak to me again. I don't even say sorry. I just brace myself for the incoming blow. Physical, verbal, I don't care. I've earned it. No, not really. It doesn't concern me at all. It's just annoying. Is that so? Yeah. He pissed me off. And you pissed me off too. I don't freaking get you. You knew it wasn't real. There's no way you believed that, right? Right? I didn't believe it. I'm not that stupid. I looked down at the moist, crumpled letter I got that I was still holding. It's the oldest trick in the book. A love letter prank? Really? Who would fall for that? I stare at the shriveled piece of paper, and something about its whole existence feels extremely sad to me. You want to burn it? Fuck. Is my throat all fucked up all of a sudden? There you go. Huh? I have matches. Oh. No thanks. It's wet anyway. I fold the paper and shove it into my pocket. It'll get damp inside, but I don't care. I can't throw it away. A fake confession is still a confession in the end. Those words didn't choose to be written insincerely. It's okay. Even if this whole thing isn't real. I met Ira today. Ira came. After all these weeks of praying, Ira came. Thank you. I smile at her. Even after I said I'd come to terms with it, no, right as I was saying it to you, myself, to the world, to you, to myself, to the world, I knew I was lying. I couldn't throw away that last crumb of hope I had. That small, involuntary thought that crept into my mind whenever I felt slightly lonelier than usual. Even if it took so long, she finally came. I didn't do anything really. Flustered. Iris flustered. Is she flustered? Really? Huh. That's cute. That's just so cute. Huh? What's with you? Ah, right. I'm grinning like an idiot. Sorry. I'm fine. Whatever. I'm going home. What? Already? Ira gives me a quick once-over. You. Take care. Yeah, okay. Bye-bye. We wave at each other and I watch her disappear behind the corner. I hesitate. Maybe I shouldn't. It feels like there's still so much I want to say to her. I don't know how or why, but I just know that it's a lot. I turn around and walk a couple of steps in the direction of my home. No. Changed my mind. I run back. Crap, my legs are still so stiff. I turned the same corner Ira passed not even a minute ago, and she's already gone. I sigh. The snow here isn't deep enough to leave clear footprints. Not that I'd be desperate enough to follow. Why does she always leave in such a rush? It's okay. My life didn't exactly change. I went to school the same way, sat to the lessons, then went to the store, then to the library for a walk, and then, when it got dark, I headed home. Day after day. Sometimes my classmates joked around with me. Whenever that happened, my thoughts involuntarily drifted to Ira. She still attended classes, albeit irregularly. She always vanished during breaks. I don't know where to. And I wouldn't dare ask. Something told me she'd say, "None of your business," if I did. And she'd be right. Even so, I kept imagining those scenarios in my head. Not just when I was being laughed at. I did it when I was walking home from school, or to the store, or just wandering the streets killing time. I kept thinking about how funny it would be if I bumped into Ira. I thought how interesting it would be if we talked. I even tried to stay out longer. I started to take new routes. As naive as it was to behave that way, I kept doing it. Again and again. Walking and walking, praying and praying. Oh, there she is. Do you assholes ever shut up? Huh? Ugh, this bitch. Nobody saw Ira enter the class. Everyone was too busy whistling and laughing. She caught me in a really dumb pose. Well, that's on me. I wouldn't have chosen there if I had knew she'd see me like that. Though choosing truth when playing with these guys, I'm not sure what's worse. Oh well. I'm saying all this, but I got what was coming to me. You can't let these bullies push you around, Asha. I chose to embarrass myself, and as I did so, I kept begging, wishing as hard as I could for Ira to appear. And so she did. And now, despite the overwhelming shame, I feel so happy that I might explode. Ira walks to her desk, barely paying me a passing glance. All the boys skirt out of her way. Only Garen doesn't. Move. Nah. What's the rush? Come play with us too. Huh. Dude, are you serious? Come on. Have some fun for a change. Look, Shabina's having fun. Right, Shabina? Please don't look. Yes. See? Ira doesn't flinch. Get out of my way. Or what, you gonna throw a chair at me? To everyone's surprise, Ira calmly puts her bag on the nearest desk. She starts digging through it without saying a word. Garan lets out an awkward chuckle. What, got a grenade in there or something? She looks at him. Oh. Whoa! Garan jumps back, bumping into another student. What the fuck? Everyone shifts away. Was that? Huh? What the hell? Do you? Something chivalry shines in Ira's hand. It's a bow compass. Oh. Those are pointy. It has the pointy bit to stick into the paper. Is that... You serious? She doesn't say anything. The room fills with low murmurs that quickly turn into cheers. Psycho, nutcase, crazy bitch. Ira lowers the compass and makes her way to her desk, looking unbothered. It's just like the last time. Ira shaves me without acknowledging my existence. Maybe some onlookers. No, most people would think she didn't plan on helping me at all. And that's what I'm inclined to think as well. Yet, my unreasonable heart is still elated. And I'm getting some really silly thoughts. The 2 times when Ira lashed out at Garen were the 2 times she saw him laughing at my expense. That can't be a coincidence, right? Of course it can. It's only 2 times. And weeks apart. Don't be an idiot to think otherwise. Yes, you're right. It's the only logical train of thought. I shouldn't agree. I should agree. I would agree. If only... I didn't do anything really. If only Ira didn't show up that day. It's been 2 weeks since then, and I haven't started replaying that moment in my head. Over and over, and over and over. I didn't get sad about Ira ignoring me at school or anywhere anymore. Because in that moment, I got all the justification I could ask for. It was everything that I could have hoped for. But I'm still a very greedy person. It's still not good enough. I still keep looking for her when I'm out. It's almost ridiculous how hard it can be to catch a person in a town this small. So at some point I started to wonder. I saw my classmates regularly just out and about. Strolling along the main street, at the courtyards, at the community center, at the store, at the cafe. They weren't hard to run into. But it was as if Ira spent all of her free time at home. Which would be the case, but that didn't sound like something she would do. From what I heard and could assume, she didn't have the best relationship with her parents. Spending hours on home like that, at home like that every day. No, I really doubt that. The other more predictable option was that she preferred the outskirts. Maybe she didn't want to be bothered? That sounded like her. Well, despite that being highly likely, I was hoping to do just that. Bother the heck out of her. I almost felt brave about it. Ira could totally get pissed. She could push me away. She could even attack me. Oh. But for some reason, I didn't really think she would. My breath halted. Oh. Hey. Hi. The vents near the Research Institute expel hot air. Nobody really goes here, aside from the staff coming out for a smoke. I never run into any, but the ground here is littered with cigarette butts. So, that's a safe bet in my book. Why is Ira here of all places? Again. How many times can you buy into stupid pranks? They seriously sent you all the way here? What? Oh, no. I didn't get any letters after that. I was just taking a stroll. A stroll? Here? Yeah. Okay. Ira gives me an incredulous look. Do you like smoke? No, I don't. Why? It's a smoking area. Yes. I know that. You want to try then? What? Smoking? No, thank you. Okay. She shrugs. Awkward start. I can't let it end here. I need to just... What about you, Ira? What about me? Why are you here? Why are you at the Institute? Yeah, something like that. Something like that? My mom works here. She forgets her lunch sometimes. Oh. Oh. You bring your lunch? That's what I said. That's so sweet. Huh? I mean, it's really nice of you to look out for your mom. It's whatever. It's not. I know it's not. With all I've heard about her family, the fact that she still goes out of her way like that. It's really amazing. The thought of doing something like that for my parents has never crossed my mind. I mean, if I were told to deliver something, I would. But Ira's different. She wouldn't do something just because she was ordered to. She'd have to really care about it. Crap. That proves it. Ira and I weren't cut from the same cloth. When I spend my days looking for excuses to stave off the minute I come from home, Ira is cooking, packing lunch, and carrying it out to the edge of town. That goes against everything I've heard. But it makes so much sense. That's why I never see her on the street. That's why she doesn't have time to sit at the cafe. That's why she doesn't idle away at the community center. That's why she's such a caring person. That's why I'm such a piece of trash. Huh? No. She only said her mom forgets her lunches sometimes. Lunches are prepared in advance. It doesn't take that long to go to the institute, even if you walk from the other side of town. Yes, that's true. She'd still have plenty of spare time. This doesn't work. This explanation doesn't work. Ira walks back into the building. Okay. Do I really need an explanation? It's none of my business. I'm not so delusional as to believe we're close enough to share something like that. It'd be nice, but that's not how things work. Things work like this. When Ira's in the room, Garen doesn't talk to me as much. When she isn't, I wish she would be. Your friend's not here today. Who? Who do you think? Oh. She's not really my friend. You're a pitbull then. Pitbull? Yeah, that's spot on. You can't make harmless jokes around that chick without her throwing a conniption fit. It's annoying as shit. They think we're friends? Well, not really. But looks like they've picked up on it. When I were reacting like that to me being used as a laughingstock. So it wasn't just me? It's not just my wistful thinking? That's nice to hear. Even if I still don't know for sure. It's the most comforting thing I've heard out of Garen's mouth to date. At least she barely shows up. Yeah, they'll probably kick her out before New Year's without attendance record. Good riddance. That's right. I can't possibly be meeting the minimal attendance requirements. I don't know about her grades, but... Wait, I don't think they can expel her. Huh? Why not? We're the only school in town. Where else is she going to go? Damn, good point. Yeah. Well, her parents can just send her away. You mean to another town? Yeah. To a relative or something. No. Oh man, now that you say that. Everyone pretend to be surprised when that happens. No. No. I hate how they're right. I hate that I can see that happening. Everyone talks about it. How Ira's a nuisance to her household. It's been like that for a long time. Still, she forgets her lunch sometimes. Ugh. That can't happen. No. It can't. It's not fair, it's not fair. They can't send her away. She can't go, she's so nice. She cares, she does. Maybe not for me, but for her family. Why would they send her away? That's just too cruel. They can't do that. If they do, then it'll be all over. If they do, then I won't. We just started. I don't know what. I can't even call it talking. I don't know what it is, but that doesn't matter. Even if she just tolerates me, even if she doesn't want anything to do with me, I don't care. This can't happen. This physically cannot happen. I raise my hand and look through the window. The snow is falling lightly on the yard. The dark pine branches sway under its weight. The gray clouds glide placidly across the tundra, far past the fences, past the mountain range, so far away that I can't picture it, so far away that my mind circles twice around the earth and comes back to the spot I'm sitting in. This world is way too gentle. It's been too kind to an ungrateful brat like me. So if I've earned this world's good graces, why can't a person so much more deserving do the same? What does a person like that have to do? Is there anything that I can do? A bird flies past the window. Ira. What? I'm really using all of my luck these days. Ira sits smoking in the girls' bathroom, just like she did when I first talked to her. Some snowflakes blow into the room and stick in her hair. It's gotten colder. Maybe you shouldn't sit so close. I know you don't like going to class as much, but you can really get kicked out like that. Is that why you came here? To tell me that? I know that. I'm not stupid. I don't think you are. Do you just really not care? Everyone says that you'll get sent away. That your parents will send you to live with a relative. Is that true? Probably, yeah. Of course it's true. I knew it was true when I asked the question. Maybe if you just cleaned up, if you stopped skipping now, then maybe you won't have to go. And if you're having such a hard time with studies, I can help. We go to the library or something, and then there's 1 month left. Huh? It's not gonna work. I get it. My voice is shaking. It's better if I keep staring at my shoes. It's okay. That's about what I expected. Of course, I knew it's pointless to cram at this point. It was just an excuse. A selfless ploy to get scraps of Ira's time before she goes. I wonder, did I do the same when Toysha moved away? It's only been 3 years. But now that I think back to it, it's all so hazy. I was a very different person then, I'm sure. At least, I probably didn't humiliate myself like this. Hey. Thanks. No, I didn't do anything. It was just a dumb suggestion. It was nice of you. Nice. Right. She doesn't know. She thinks I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart. It's just not fair. She really is too good of a person. You're not going to the toilet? Oh, actually, since you're here, have you seen anyone hiding a diary nearby? Diary? Yes. You know, the one we use for classes. Maybe you've seen something like that lying around. Ira's expression darkens. Oh, don't worry. We're just playing a game. I guess the guys got a little carried away. I've checked the whole class in the corridors. It's probably somewhere really obvious, but I'm just no good at that kind of stuff. When I hit Igor's pencil case, they found it right away. She throws the cigarette butt out the window and hops off the windowsill. Without saying a word, Ira stomps past me, but I grab onto the edge of her dress just as she's about to leave. Wait! I said I'm fine. We are playing a game, really. Please? Don't get into any more trouble because of me. I wasn't going to. Huh? I have an idea where it is. It was Garin, right? No, Shurikov. Same difference. She walks out to the corridor. I tag behind. I'm not sure what place Ira has in mind, but it comes immediately clear when she takes a sharp turn to the right. Wait, She swings open the door to the boys' restroom and loudly marches in. Ugh. Some boy guy stumbles out, almost colliding with me. Ugh, sorry. We're sorry. He turns and shakes his head at me in disbelief. I mean, what's there to say? I follow Ira to the bathroom. Ugh, the smell is so much worse than this one. I look around and see Ira's hands reaching above one of the stalls. Ah, there it is. My diary. Right by the tiny window at the top. Ira steps on the toilet bowl. Please be careful. I'm fine. She grabs into the flush tank secured way above. Then, using it as an anchor, she reaches for the window sill. Catch. I clasp the diary in my hands. It's really been here all along. I look up at Ira, who's now awkwardly trying to get down. Well, thank you. Yeah. Ira almost loses her balance, but jumps just in time. The bowl makes a loud clang as she pops off. Oh, you okay? Yeah. Let's get out of here. Think it's broken? Don't know. I didn't see anything. Huh? But why would I be in the man's toilet? Gross. Aha. Ah, I see. Deny. Thank you again. How'd you know I would be in the boys' room? You think Shura could go to the ladies' room? No, I suspected they put it there. I just didn't have the courage to enter. You can't keep doing this. I know. I should have checked there from the start, instead of running around the whole school like a... No. You can't keep going along with it. It was just a game. It wasn't. No, really. They're just playing around. Bullshit. You know damn well what they're doing. They're not your friends. I never said they were. Then why don't you tell them to piss off? For once in your life. I can't. You like being a victim that much? You won't get any better if you keep doing this. It'll only get worse. It's not that bad, and it wouldn't... I can't just say something like that to them. I'm sorry. Why the hell not? Well, it wouldn't be right, and for the love of... not like I've never tried it before. But when I say something, they just make fun of me. Nothing changes. So freaking what? Who cares what they say? Just don't bother with them. I'm not like you. I can't just do that. I can't just act like I don't care when everyone's laughing. I can't look people in the eye like that. And when I go along with it, at least they talk to me. And I know you're okay on your own, but I... So what's your plan? Huh? That's it? You're gonna spend the next 3 years like that? Seriously. She inhales sharp, she exhales sharply. She doesn't even look annoyed anymore. I get that. I'm also disappointed in myself. Asha. Yes? You know I'm leaving soon. That's right. I understand what she's getting at. At the unspoken rule Garnet and his friends have been sticking to, holding themselves back when Ara is around. The real cowardly reason I'm so terrified of her going away. I don't know what to do. Why can't I stop? The hand that she's been dealt is much worse than mine. Here I am whining and clinging to her like a leash. I should be the one helping. I should be the one telling Ira to get her act together. And yet, I can't think of a single thing to give her. Write me a poem. Huh? A poem. Why? What kind of question is that? 'Cause I like them. Really? You liked them? You liked my poems? Yuri? Are you getting Yuri right now? I'm here for it, I ship it. Why else would I ask? Thank you very much. I mean... Yes, of course. I'll write one, Do you want it to be about something, or... maybe in a specific meter? You got to... Well... They were kind of alluding to that. I ship it. They're meant to be. You imagine Ira's the type of person to be like, excuse me, my girlfriend asked for no pickles. She asked for no pickles. I don't care. Anything. Alright. I'll think of something then. I'll try. Yeah. You do that. Ira checks her wristwatch. I gotta go. See you around, I guess. Alrighty. Yeah, alright. See you around. She waves her hand and leaves. I watch her walk down the empty corridor. Empty. I've really stayed in this school for way too long. The shadows stretch all along the hallway, tall and dark. My heart is pounding. I should get going too. My life didn't exactly change. I went to school the same way, sat through the lessons, then went to the store, then to the library for a walk, and then when it got dark, Then to the library for a walk, and then when it got dark, I headed home. Day after day. Sometimes my classmates joked around with me. Whenever that happened, my thoughts involuntarily drifted to Ira. She still attended classes. She vanished during breaks. I never asked where to. I kept imagining scenarios in my head. Not just when I was being laughed at. I did it when I was walking home from school or to the store, or just wandering the streets killing time. I kind of like the repetition of this particular like sequence, because there are like little subtleties in it. I kind of like it. It is kind of, I think it kind of shows that like things are changing, but the differences are very small. I kept thinking, hello Killwolf, how are you? I kept thinking, fuck me. I kept thinking about how funny it would be if I bumped into Ira. I thought about how interesting it would be if we talked. I even tried to stay out longer. I started to take new routes. And as naive as it was to behave that way, I kept doing it. The co was good. The co was vibing. Oh? Ira! Hi! What are you doing here? Ira points to her cigarette. Oh no, I mean, what are you doing at the center? Came to return some books. Oh, so you go to the library? What were you reading? Stuff. You don't want to say? You won't like it. Is it horror novels? Or does Ira like romance novels? Does she like the girly romance novels and she's embarrassed to say it? Why not? Ira looks like she's really weighing down the pros and cons of exposing to me her taste in literature. Did she read something she shouldn't? Maybe she thinks it's too dark or crass for someone like me. It's kind of unfair though, isn't it? You know, the other week I finished The Plague by Camus. Never read it. It's about a physician trying to save a town from an epidemic. It's very visceral. But I enjoyed it a lot. Not sure I agree with the message though. Yeah? What was it? It was, basically, it's that evil is an inherent part of life. You can try warding it off, but it'll never be for good. And even if you do good things in times of crisis, there'll still be some greater force spiking your guns. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, it sounds, yeah. Huh? I guess there are some okay people in the world, but there's a lot more dirtbags. Really? That's a pretty depressing way to look at it. Well, it's kind of true. At least sometimes. That's how it is. I don't know if I agree. At least I've never met someone I'd call a dirtbag. Literally everybody in your class. You serious? Garen's right there. Garen? Well, he's not that bad. He's a bully. I really don't think he means it. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He knows what he's doing. I'm sure everyone's trying the best they can. Two things can be true. People can try the best they can, but they can still be shitty. Most people don't want to cause anyone pain right now. Some people do. I think that's something Kamos and I would agree on. Huh. Yeah, right. If everyone's so nice, where's all that greater evil coming from? You think it's some natural phenomenon? No, of course not. There are things we perceive as painful in the moment, then there are really horrible, awful things happening every day. Yeah? But I don't think it's right to call them evil. Evil's intentional. Those things don't come from bad intentions. Sadness, loneliness, misunderstanding, fear, but not evil. There's some famous judge, Dionysus or something, from ancient Greece, I think. Anyway, he said, evil is not a being, for if it were, it wouldn't be totally evil. Evil has no place among being. Alright. It's very interesting that despite everything, she really does try her absolute hardest to see the best in people and to believe that people are inherently good. Although you could kind of argue, is that really doing? I mean, I guess it is kind of doing her some good if she were to think that. If she were to think that, you know, there's no good in people at all, I feel like that. Now that I'm seeing it, I'm realizing that Ira and Asha are like two sides of the same coin. A foil, if you will, you know? Like, they're both people who have been hurt in their lives, and I guess that's kind of like Asha, despite everything, still wants to do her best to believe that the world is still a beautiful place and believe that people are still kind and good. Although in doing that, she still puts herself down quite a bit, which is, you know, speaks a lot to, you know, I feel, because like obviously being bullied and stuff, that's not going to do well for your self-esteem, no matter how you look at it. And then Ira, on the other hand, you know, she's someone who's been hurt, and then in order to protect herself, she's kind of become, you know, a little bit hard, you know, like, yeah, more, how you say, a bit more callous, more closed off, maybe even a bit bitter to protect herself. I'm not sure there's really a right answer in which is quote-unquote better. Yes, hi, hello. Oh, thank you. HP Lil Lura, thanks for becoming a Black Rabbit, welcome. Oh, jeez. Okay, so Hitler's not evil. Come on now. Ira. Hello. You really have to hit her with that? You really had to hit her with that one? That does... Hello, how are you? Welcome. Although someone like Hitler just kind of throw a whole wrench in her. What a great statement after your long right? Like, that kind of throws a whole statement, like a whole, like, a wrench into her entire, like, argument. Be like, okay, you think everyone is inherently good? What about Hitler? It's like, okay, well, what are you supposed to say to that? That's rather extreme example. But it's not like he was born that way. I guess not, but does that really matter? You could argue that doesn't really, at a certain point, that stops mattering. I mean, it wasn't his natural quality, I don't think. So, the point still stands. He grew up and became evil as hell. Evil exists. It's freaking everywhere. Just because there's a reason for it doesn't make it better. Of course not. I just don't like when it's described as something omnipresent. You know, Asha is also a very kind of nervous person. So you could also argue that like this is also kind of a way, like a form of mental protection, because if she, you know, believes that, you know, she starts to believe that like the world is like rather, you know, is full of like, you know, bad people and people are bad on purpose, then that might, she's already kind of like the way her mind like kind of races and stuff, it feels like she could very well develop some sort of paranoia about people. So like maybe being a bit more optimistic is a bit of a, you know, it's a bit of a buffer from all of that. Omni what? It's like, it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is, we aren't born with some big evil force inside us. I doubt the universe is any different. Huh? What? The universe ain't a person. Of course it's different. Well, yes, it's not. I know that. You know, there's also the fact that Asha spends a lot of time by herself in her own head. So, and she doesn't really talk to people. So like, she's never really had to like have her thoughts like challenged or see other like perspectives, because she doesn't really talk to people. At least not about like what's going on in her head or what she thinks, right? Yes, I know that, but it is a kind of being, right? I mean, since every being is pure by default, so is the universe, because it's the idea of being itself, right? And I'm not making any sense, am I? You're not. Sorry. It's whatever. Not what I'd expect. What does that mean? You're weird. You say weird things. I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in. For a second, I feel a lump rising in my throat. But then I realize something. Ira doesn't look annoyed with me. In fact, it's like she's not repulsed by me at all. I don't really get it, but it must be nice being able to think that way. Like everyone's good deep down. Like nobody would ever hurt someone on purpose. That's a sweet world you're living in. How do you do it? If I were you, I'd be angry as hell. Well, Ira, you are angry. You're a very angry girl. I'm pretty sure it's because you've been hurt. You know, it's not uncommon for hurt people to end up angry, because they're angry at what happened to them, and they're angry at how people have treated them. But, you know, underneath anger is usually some other emotion. You know, and anytime I get angry and I kind of like try to get to the root cause of it, you know, once I stop being angry, I realize that underneath it, it's usually some like bitch made emotion, like sadness or feeling misunderstood, or like some soft bitch shit like that. Ew. Aren't you already angry? Angrier. Wow. Even angrier? Yeah. I'd be 100 times as best. Scary. You bet. I imagine Ira throwing 100 chairs. 100 chairs flying towards 100 Garens. Chairs flying and bow compasses swinging. Ira is like a satsva? Dozens of hands, half are holding furniture, half are for stationery. A halo of chairs and compasses. A halo drawn with a compass. Every new compass draws another halo. 100 times more compasses, 100 times more halos. I was surrounded by 100 halos. We talk for a little while longer. Just idle chatter while she finishes her smoke. I tell her about some of the books I've recently read. My impressions, my interpretations. I'm not exactly used to sharing those, so my thoughts come out sounding dumb and crumpled. She keeps listening though. Every time I say something, I search Ira's face for signs of boredom. Maybe I'm just not looking hard enough, but I can't find anything of the sort. Oh jeez. I feel so happy I might die. She's made a friend. Or a girlfriend, not sure. One of the two. Or both. I gotta go. She puts out her cigarette. Oh. Really? Yeah, plans. Ah. I understand. But, some of those novels sounded kinda interesting. I'll check them out if I don't forget. Really? Please let me know if you do. And, sorry for that stupid philosophy talk. Can you shut up with the freaking apologies? Just said thanks. Ira gives me a look so threatening I cut myself off. Right. I hope you enjoy them? Better. She nods in approval. Yeah. Oh, and the books I read, they're, yes? Angel X? Huh? By Anne Golan. And Angel Eek? The romance series? It's historical. It's not just lovey-dovey stuff, you know. I know, my mom really liked them. Oh no. They seem wonderful. I never got to reading them, and I didn't really expect you to be into. They're fine. It's not like I'm a huge fan or anything. Baka. Don't misunderstand. I've only read the entire series more than once. That doesn't mean I like the books or anything. Just didn't have anything better to do. You're not? It's just that if you want to read something historical or whatever, they're alright. Oh yes, for the history. Not for the romance, for the history, yes, of course. just happens to be cute lovey-dovey romance scenes, and you know, well, I can't just skip over them. I'll lose a lot of very valuable context. I'll be completely lost. You know, I'm just trying to learn, trying to be worldly. Okay, I'll remember that. Alright, looks like she's about to say something else, but then turns on her heels and stomps away. Well, she's embarrassed. See ya. Yes, see you around. Ira disappears down the street. There she goes again. My body leans against the frigid wall. My legs are weak. She has a crush on her. She has a crush on her. It's so cute. She has a crush on her. We talked. Ira and I really talked. I never would have guessed. Or, you know, I don't know, it could also be a girl crush. I think you're trying to manifest, you know, like, do I like her or do I want to be her? Might be a bit of both. Yes, I am manifesting. I am manifesting them becoming girlfriends at the end of this. I really hope nothing bad happens to either of them. I'm gonna be really sad if something bad happens to them. Cause like, for the most part, this has been like a pretty cozy read, but there's been like some like little like hints of something like a little bit darkish going under the surface, and that's making me a little worried. Cause yeah, there's no, yeah, I don't, cause like, it's like I feel like something, yeah, something's gonna happen. And that makes me really sad because I really like these characters. I don't care about the bully. Let's sacrifice the bully. He can die. That's fine. I don't care. It was even nicer than I imagined. I had no idea. So she likes books like that, huh? Ira likes novels like that. Yeah. That's so wonderful. Really, really wonderful. Every new thing I learned about her is even more wonderful than the last. I need to meet with her again. Ooh. I want to talk more. Maybe next time she'll tell me a little more about herself. Kind of feels like I hogged the entire conversation now that I think back to it. That was really self-centered of me. Ira seemed to like listening to you, though. You know, some people are just listeners. Next time, I'll have to ask Ira more questions. I'll ask her about the books she likes. Maybe we could talk about movies. I wonder what her favorites are. Did she also like romance films? Almost certainly. That would be cute. I usually prefer detective films, but I really enjoy all kinds of movies. What if she wanted to watch something together? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. What if she wanted to watch something? Maybe we could even go to the cinema? That'd be so much fun. It's been a long time since I've gone there. I need to see her again. I really hope this like rather innocent like friend crush slash girl crush, or maybe like romantic crush, whatever this is, I really hope this doesn't spiral into like a dark obsession. I really hope that. I really hope it doesn't. It's not like that. That would make me sad. She skips even more often than before. No point in keeping up with classes if you're getting expelled anyway. I guess that's Ira's modus operandi. To some degree, I understand it. But I still wish she showed her face from time to time, if only for one lesson. We probably wouldn't talk even if she came. It's not something we ever do in class, so I don't expect anything in that regard. Just seeing the back of her head would be enough. What's with you, Shabina? Huh? You're all smiles. Finally taking my advice to heart? Oh? What advice? Not looking like you're about to hang yourself for a change? It's great to see, really. Yes. It is great. We're so proud of you. Oh, I don't like where this is going. How about brushing your hair next? That grin makes you look like a basket case. Thanks, Flatten. I'll do that. You're welcome. He grabs my English tech notebook off the table. Payment for my services. His friends chuckle along. I couldn't care less about that. Even though she isn't here today, I don't mind. I know we're going to see each other soon. I'm going to do everything to bump into Ira again. I'll walk the whole town up and down just so we see each other. I'll scour every corner of this place to find her. Perhaps I'm being overly reliant on the universe's kindness. At the end of the day, even if I walk into all possible routes, there's no guarantee I'll run into Ira. But I want to believe. No, I'm convinced the world is merciful. So if I try my hardest, maybe my efforts will be rewarded. Of course, that's an entitled way of thinking. But there's so little time left. Too little time. I need to make the most of it. I'll make as many memorable moments as I can while Ira's here. I'll make every encounter count. I'll fill this measly scrap of time with wonderful things. Ira! Hi! Ugh, oh, Jesus, it's you. She sighs with a mixture of relief and irritation. I barely hold a giggle. I'm so glad to see her. It worked, it really worked. I spotted Ira between the rows of garages on the edge of town. She was crouching down by a wooden wall, hugging a thermos with one hand and holding a cigarette in the other. What are you doing here? What does it look like? Meditating? Wrong answer? Ira shakes her head and looks back at the ground. Huh. The rush of joy had washed over me when I first noticed her began to dwindle. Now that I take a closer look, I don't think I've seen Ira curled up in this way before. Everything about her posture screams exhausted. But why out here? Are you okay? She mutters something. Huh? What was that? I couldn't quite catch it. I take a tentative step towards her, but Ira's scowl stops me dead in my tracks. Spying? You spying on me now? Huh? No. I was just walking here. At a garage lot? Yes. She gives me a look of such contempt, it sends a shiver down my spine. Why? I'm not lying, really. I always take these walks after school, and going the same route gets boring over time, so, sometimes I go through here. Or through the barracks. Or a couple of times I even went to the helipad. You know, the one that's over there. As I speak, I see Ira's expression slowly change from disdain to confusion. This isn't right. You talked so nicely just a few days prior. Why then? Did you hear something bad about me? From who? I don't think she'd believe a word of Garen's. I mean, I usually stroll along the main street. Or near the community center. But it'll get colder, you know. So, it's better to enjoy the outdoors while you can, right? I just keep speaking, hoping she'll stop being mad at me. I need to keep going. I need to keep talking. Because that's what I wanted to do with her. I wanted to talk, so I have to. Because I can't waste this moment. If we can recover from this, I can cheer up. And we will clear everything up and she won't think I'm some creep. I just can't stand it. I can't bear having her glare at me in silence. And, you know, the view is really great here on the outskirts. The sky is bigger and you can see the way into the tundra and, what I mean is, I didn't think you'd be here. That's a lie. Well, more of a half-truth. I'd hoped she'd be here, like I hoped she'd be wherever I went. It's just that. This isn't what I imagined at all. Not after our last meeting. Not after everything. She's just staring at me. She's just staring at me. For a moment, her eyes soften. Then she closes them, as if looking at me is wearing her out. She takes a drag and turns away from me. Oh, God. Can't I be alone for 5 minutes? I'm sorry. I wait for her to respond with something like, why are you apologizing again? Cut it out, or even just, whatever, it's fine. But she doesn't say anything. I'm sorry. I'll be going then. Oh no, the silence is deafening. Goodbye. Oh. Silence. I walk away. Cold wind blows in my face. The mounds of snow on garage roofs look smooth and soft. When blizzards hits, they'll be completely buried. I'd like to have a snow hill form over me too. They look cozy. Actually, I wonder what Ira carries in her thermos. I guess tea would be the obvious answer, but what if she's one of those people that like to have warm soup with them? That would be cute. I should have asked her about it. I feel like I'm going to cry. Ouchie. I don't think she's mad at Asha specifically. I think I think she had like a fight with her parents or something, and she ran away somewhere and she just wanted to be by herself. You know, I don't think she was lashing out at her, or like, she was lashing out at her, but I don't think it was because she suddenly started hating her. She's just having a bad day, I think. But Asha probably doesn't know that because she doesn't really have friends. So hey, you got any plans for New Year's? What plans? I'll be with my folks. No, I mean after that. My sister's going to a party with the upperclassmen. You serious? Maybe we could sneak in? No way, I don't want to hang out with her. Come on, man. You're gonna have older kids. You're gonna have those older girls there too, right? The ones from grade 10? Oh, I bet Mishina will be there. Like she talked to you. Hey, you don't know that. Like I said, we're not crashing anything. They won't listen anyway. Ugh, that's true. Where are we going then? Whose place? Not mine. We've got Grandma coming over. Can't host. You? Me neither. Button? No way. He's been kinda tired recently. Huh, really? Yeah. It's whatever though. Don't make me start feeling bad for Vlad, that fucking asshole. Work stuff, I guess. I hear ya. My mom's also had a bit. All the adults are pretty stressed, huh? Figures. It's the end of the year. Right. It's almost New Year's. It's a shame. I don't feel festive at all. I'll need to help Mom decorate the house. Should I remind her about that? Feels like all of us kind of forgot about the holidays. At least I did. Well, maybe I didn't really forget. The end of the year has just been looming at the back of my mind. But not as a cause for celebration. All I could think about is about where the day is counting down to the moment Ira would move away. Ira. She's been absent again. I'm not surprised. I'm just really... I wish I could clear things up with her. I'm not sure how, but I have to. Maybe I should apologize again? What for? Did I really do something so wrong? I guess I've been pretty annoying, but... I don't know anymore. I need to think of something that would cheer her up next time we meet. Will more apologies really cut it? Probably not. She'll just get more annoyed. Then maybe a small gift. That would be weird though. And I won't get any more allowance until next week. What could I even buy with this spare change? Maybe a little treat will do? A waffle? Would you like a waffle? Ugh. What the hell? She's not a freaking dog. Well, why does my mind always go to some weird place with her? I should shut up. Focus on something else. It's just so difficult to do these days. Difficult. But I've got to try. Inhale. Exhale. There. A little clearer. I see the sidewalk a little bit better. The buildings, the sky, the lights. Everything around is friendly. Everything is beautiful. That's great. Those are great things to look at and think about. Though, perhaps I shouldn't breathe so deeply. You can get really sick from this. It has been getting colder after all. My usual routes have been getting harder and harder to finish. It's not just the atmosphere. It's not just the temperature. The paths on the outskirts get snowed over, so trudging through them tires me out really quickly. The winds are picking up too. Even when I cover myself up with a scarf, it feels as if my face is getting pelted. I'm not meeting anyone here in this weather. I should have gone to the library today. What time is it? Maybe I can still make it? Closes at 6, so... No, for sure not. Oh well. They've already begun putting up New Year's decorations. Everything's lined with lights. Oh, and there's a pine tree near the community center. It's so tall. And bare for now. Well, I like it as is. The way the snow rests on its branches makes it look so mighty. Alright, I'm getting to a bit of a festive mood. Wish the frosts weren't so prickly, then I'd look around some more. The streets are empty, save for a couple of adults I saw walking down to the bar. Hard to imagine there would be a lot of people out on an evening like this. So why have I've been meandering around like I've got nothing better to do? Every answer to this is embarrassing. She's still looking for Ira. The inside of our apartment block is warm and muddy orange. There's no elevator, but then again, it's only 5 floors. I make my way upstairs. An idea is forming in my head. An obvious solution to the problem I've been having. It's perfect. I have the perfect plan for the evening. There's our door. It's kind of uninviting, but it's my best option. I bet Dad's guests find it quite welcoming. Though, judging by how quiet it is, I turn the key and enter. The only sound is the faint muttering of the TV coming from the living room. Yes, thank God, no visitors today. I hang my wet coat up to dry, take off my shoes, and quietly go down the corridor. Hi, Dad. Hello? I don't even stop to peek into the room. I don't see anything. I won't see anything I haven't seen before. At least tonight seems like it'll be calm. I wash my hands. When I exit the bathroom, I hear a soft voice in the kitchen. Out with friends again? Hi. Mom nods her head, staring in front of her. She's smoking again. I go in and open the window, and turn on the light. She squints from the sudden brightness. You want some tea? I'm setting the kettle. She shakes her head. I sit opposite to her and wait for the water to boil. She's not saying anything, neither am I. It's not awkward per se. I just pick at the oilcloth and swat away the smoke that occasionally drifts in my direction. We're both used to this kind of thing in our own way. Even so, I go to my room as soon as I fill up the teapot. I don't like locking myself in here. I do it every time, and every time I'm swarmed with nasty thoughts. Can't even spend some time with your own mother? You run away from her, even though she has it so hard. So hard. You traitor. Brat. Ungrateful filth. It's the kind of self-flagellation that goes nowhere. Do I think that if I badmouth myself enough, I'll be forgiven? This happens every time and changes nothing. It's pointless. So I direct my attention elsewhere. What was I going to do? What was I... Oh, right. I pick up a pen and start flipping through my notebooks. Ira asked me to write a poem. Just thinking back to it makes me so giddy. She said it. She told me she liked it. She likes my poems. Nobody has ever said that to me before. Well, Tosia did. But that was years ago. That poem. It's one that Garen read. What did she like about it? Maybe I should have asked. Where was it? That's it.
Сырая черная земля, не обнимай меня так нежно. Не рви наряд свой белоснежный и спи спокойно. Только я буду царапаться и биться, а иней пусть себе искрится, и пусть летят по небу птицы, и светит
It sounds very
бледная
pretty
заря.
though. Oh, damp black earth, do not hold me so tenderly. Do not tear your snow-white attire, and sleep peacefully. I will search for, I will scratch, I will beat, but frost will still glimmer, and birds still fly across the sky, and a pale dawn will still shine. Ugh, it's so lame. Can't blame them for laughing. If anything, Garen was too nice. At least she liked it. For some freaking reason, Ira liked it, so maybe it's not all bad. Maybe it can make something worthwhile. At least worthwhile in Ira's eyes. That's all I really need. She got angry at the last time I saw her. I don't know why. I mess up a lot. I really mess up a lot. I doubt she was in a bad mood because of me. But I definitely didn't help. But now I will. Maybe if I do this, she won't be so mad anymore. I've really been trying since that day. The day she helped me with the diary, I mean. I've been trying, but I just can't get the words to flow right. Today, though, I really want to do this today. I think I can do it. I'm like a kid who only does their homeworks when their parents yell at them. I don't know when she'll show up at school again. Bumping into her on the street was a tough bet, especially in this weather. Well, I'll try anyway. I've got nothing to lose. What's the worst case scenario? Appreciating gorgeous scenery? Oh, heaven forbid. I'm going to enjoy this to hell and back. And when I hand the poem to Ira, then it'll all be worth it. Scary, yeah? Well, I think we're gonna talk. Here's my okay. My cursor. Okay. Save. Not quick save. I want a proper save. There. Okay. I will see you guys tomorrow. I think that's I didn't want to stream for too long today. Your first save, good thing no crashes, yeah. Yeah, you probably save a bit more often than that, you know, just to make sure, but that's okay. But yes, to me, move on over. Boop. I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, 2 p.m. PST. We're gonna play some Dispatch. Yeah, we'll play Dispatch. It'll be fun. Thank you for hanging out. I'll see you guys tomorrow once again. I hope you had a nice cozy time. I had a lot of fun with this stream. It's just chill. You know, it might not be super high energy, but I like vibes like this. I hope you guys do too. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night.